Annyeong, it's Mike here, and welcome back to Mikey Techs. This is my tech channel where I go over a lot of the generic tech as well as gaming tech, could be keyboards, mice, headsets, towards different types of tech as well. Now today, we actually have to thank Newer. So Newer is sending me out a couple lights. This one is one of them. We'll do another one very soon as well. And this is going to be huge upgrades to my setup in terms of filming, but also this one is going to be a little bit different than just a filming light. This is actually for your home or your room, and we're going to have to see how is the NF01, how should you use it, and me giving you guys some tips and tricks that I noticed from what I could use of this specific light, as well as giving you guys sources so that you can go reach out to and see and watch out videos to see how you can use this and things that you can do. So let's see, is this any good? Because you guys might have noticed this is the light right here being used on my left, and I used to have this incredibly budget light. So we're gonna see comparatively, like compared to how much I spent, because this was 25 bucks. The NF01 is a little bit more expensive, not a little bit, it's actually about 4 times the price because it is over 100 bucks. We're gonna see, does it really make a difference, and should you really go out and spend the extra money to see if this is something that you should look at. So let's go straight into doing the unboxing first, but please make sure to like and subscribe.
Now, introducing the Newer NF01. So let's unbox this and take a look. So Newer sent this out to me. We have to thank them for sending it out, because honestly, what they sent me out really helped me upgrade my whole setup and making all my videos look better. And if you guys noticed, it actually improved a lot in terms of the lighting and overall color accuracy. So let's take a look at this one. Now, this isn't actually supposed to be a studio light. This is just a smart lamp that is meant for your home or your room, wherever you want to set it up. Now, this box itself, the packaging wise, it's actually quite simple. It's nothing crazy. I would say that, it doesn't feel like it's a crazy premium packaging, but I think overall it does the job and it's really simple to take apart. Now, the first thing I noticed is it does provide you this rubber. It's going to be the exterior where the light's going to come through. You also get an AC adapter. So this is going to be with an AC adapter. It's not going to be like USB-C. I think overall that's going to be fine for most people, but some people might have preferred something a little bit more simple, because if you do lose this, you're going to really have to figure out what fits to be able to get something new. You also do get the bottom, and I think the bottom is quite hefty. It does feel quite big as well, and it's going to be very well balanced overall with the light, especially because it is quite a tall light. You do get the 3 metal pieces, the metal rods, which are going to connect together, which we'll look into when we go into the build section in terms of how to build it. And they also provide you a screwdriver, which is really great, and also screws, but it's unfortunate that the actual controller, the remote control, doesn't come with batteries. But I do understand when it comes to shipping, depending on the country's laws, it is difficult to deal with. Some countries, it's not actually illegal to send batteries out, and you have to get some kind of permission for it, so it is a bit difficult. But in terms of the building process, it is quite simple to do. All you have to do is match it up with the pieces. You have the middle piece that's going to connect the 2 rods together, and then you're going to screw it in with the screws that they provided and the screwdriver they provided you as well. So very simple process. They provide you all the tools, so you don't need to have anything yourself to be able to do this, which is great. Now, this is something that Newer definitely thought into, and it's a very small detail that they really took care of, which I think is great. So as you can see, I would highly suggest having a very large area to be able to do this, because the rod can become very long. Now, in terms of the bottom portion when you're installing it, I would highly recommend that you start with the bottom portion, connecting the cable together, and then putting in the actual rubber portion in from the bottom first. The reason I say this is because it's just going to make your life easier to actually align it correctly. Otherwise, if you start from the top, it does get very complicated, and then you're going to have to just do it all over again. So one of the use cases that I've been using the NF01 for was actually combining it with my GRC18 and being able to use it as a fill light in terms of my photography as well as my videography. I just found that it was very useful to do. Now, another feature that this light has that's really nice is that you can use it to be a smart clock. So what happens is it lights up with the alarm that you're set it at, and then it's going to go 10 minutes before the alarm goes off, and it'll start lighting up brighter and brighter over time. And one thing nice about it is that you can't just turn it off because there's no physical button or touch thing. You actually have to grab your phone to turn it off, which means that in the morning, if you don't like something very, very bright, you're gonna get out of bed for sure to turn that off. It actually gets incredibly bright, and I found it very helpful to wake up in the mornings. Now, one of the best things about this is also you can change how your room feels in terms of the mood. I really didn't think that lighting could affect the mood in terms of your room, but with this light, it really did make me change my mind in terms of that. I found that all the different things that they had, some of the lighting actually made me feel very, very calm and peaceful. Some of the light just felt a little bit more chaotic and more fun, depending on like what I was doing, and really did provide a different type of mood with the room. And it's also nice the fact that you can use the phone to be able to control everything. I would highly recommend using their app instead of the remote control, just because you get a lot more control out of it with the phone app itself. And that phone app actually works quite nicely, very smooth, and I would say that there isn't really a lot of glitches in terms of what it's doing. It's very easy to connect it as well. You just find it right away with the Wi-Fi, and it's super simple to do. One thing I also liked about it is how bright it can get and how you can control the dimness very easily with the phone app as well. And you can really see it lights up where my keyboards are very nicely. Now this is my cheap Chinese light that I bought off Temu, and you can really tell that it's not very bright and it looks very cheap. Like it actually looks quite plasticky where you compare it with the newer light that's right beside it. And the newer light has a lot of more like detailed controls in terms of the exact warmth of light you want to do, which is really nice to see, while the other one you only had two choices, which isn't so great. So you can really compare the two differences there. The Chinese light actually doesn't really light up a lot and doesn't really have too many choices for these special settings that you can do, and you can really see it from the bottom up where Newer really goes into detail, even with the bottom base being able to light up as well. Now you can really see with the build quality as well, the whole metal rod really does feel very, very premium, and it allows you to feel like you're not going to break this thing. Like I can try to bend it, and if I really put all my strength into it, I'm sure I can bend it slightly, but it's not going to break completely, as well as the light portion just soft, which is really nice to deal with. While this plastic light is just going to come apart very easily. You can see the cheap LED strips that are going to be in the back as well, which is very, very hard to deal with. It's going to actually rip apart if you don't be careful with it. It happened to my previous one where I was trying to put it back together and ended up just ripping it apart. And you can really see between the two differences with all the little details and the balancing as well, where the cheap light has a hard time balancing. I've accidentally tipped it over so many times, which actually broke the other one, while the newer one on the other hand is going to feel a lot more safe to deal with, where you feel like you can hit it and it's not likely going to fall over, but also even if it does fall over, the chances of breaking it is much lower. So you can really see the biggest differences in this portion as well. Now going into what I've also used it for is just taking really cool photography. The thing is, depending on where the light source is placed, you can really change up how a photo can look like, which is really fun. And I do love the fact that it's very easy to hold with one hand while I take photos with my other hand. And you can really see how I'm holding the camera there and I'm holding the light up. It allows me to add a little bit more edge to the photos that I wanted to take, especially because I do a lot of keyboard reviews and I do take photos for them, and it's just really helpful to have a secondary light that can really do something else. I also combine it with my GRC18, so it's set up to be the main light while I use the NF01 as like a side light to do something a little bit different, add a little bit more depth into my photos, and we can definitely take a look to see how it came out. So this was the first photo, and then we're going to go into the second one, and then the third one, which just allows a little bit of extra oomph to the photos. Now in terms of creators that you can actually look at to get more ideas of proper lighting, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not the greatest person to really go out to. I'm actually learning myself. I actually looked at Harrison. He's really great with setting up things, makes things look really good and cinematic. I think he does an amazing job with how the photo is and how the lighting looks, and you can really watch his stuff to see how he's setting it up, and use this NF01 for yourself if you are a creator to really create something extra in terms of your videography or your photography. Another one you can do is Nessie videos. They also show you kind of how it's set up with their lighting and even little extra things that you can add into the photos to make it a little bit poppier and add it back in for the product photos. So this also helps as well. And another channel is Van Homie Studios, where they actually show you how the lighting is set up and how it changes the lighting over the photos. So go check it out for yourselves if you need help.
So in terms of the different creators that I've linked to you guys, hopefully those help you guys to see, different ways you can use this light. I personally think the NF01 is quite well worth it. I spent $30 buying the cheap light, and then one of them broke. So I actually bought two for like about $30 or $40 at the time. and one of them completely broke, and this one also is not really functioning quite well either, and it's not really that bright. It's not really worth trying to save budget sometimes. If you are looking for something that's higher quality, that you're going to be able to use for a longer period of time, and actually it works quite well for what it does, as you guys would have saw the different features that I used it for, I really think that it is worth your time to actually go out and get this specific one from Newer. It really does work in many different ways. If you are a creator yourself and you're just looking for maybe just a side light just for all the other settings that you have, and you actually want to do some really cool footage, because like, yes, you could buy those sticks, like the LED sticks where you can actually do some cool shots, but this one also can actually kind of do it as well. So there's many ways that you can actually use this light for yourselves. Now, I hope you guys found this video helpful for you. You can also check out the links in the description, and go check out the other videos I got, and I'll have to catch you guys next time.